Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Chris. I'm here with Kathy. We go by Ginger Marvin on Instagram and YouTube, and we have another What Sold video for you today. It is Thursday afternoon, and we're going to start following Kathy around to see what's sold for us today.
Hello, friends. All right, we're starting on box A today.
So you got your Christmas sweater on today.
Yup. Out doing last-minute errands, Christmas errands, and thrifting.
Hey, that's an errand, right?
Yes. So these are just some Crocs, the slip-resistant ones. I have $3.99 into these, and somebody bought them for $22.70 plus shipping on eBay. I did want to note about these, like, that's not a huge amount that they sold for, but these had 9 watchers the first day that I listed them, so I thought that was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So I guess people are on the lookout for those slip-resistant ones specifically. I mean, my other Crocs don't usually get that much attention for sure. So yeah, those are under £1. They're just gonna ship out in a poly mailer. Let's see. Alrighty, BN. Reese, what are you doing, man? Is someone sketchy down there? Is there a murderer? A burglar? Alright.
If there was, he'd be going to give him some hugs and kisses. Worst guard dog ever.
Bark, so. This is actually going out to our viewer Athena. She bought for her son. It's just a Gymboree Hulk shirt. This was my son's shirt, but I bought it at a garage sale over the summer for $1. He did wear it a few times. And then Athena bought it from us for $7.23 plus shipping. So thank you so much.
Athena, thank you so much for that support. We do appreciate it.
She said her little one loves superheroes.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, one of our son's rooms is superhero. Well, it has been since he was born.
Yeah.
And we're probably switching it soon. All right. So these vintage Bugle Boy khaki cargo pants sold. I have $4.99 into them. They sold on Facebook for $23.25 plus shipping. So very happy with that. Those are priority mail. Probably gonna put them. I might just do a big mailer. I don't know. I think that they're a little too heavy to put in a box and keep it under 2 pounds, so big mailer. Like that. Doggy mailer. All right, CZ, another Facebook. Yeah, I got a few Facebook sales finally. These are the Levi's 501 button flies. They sold for a lot less than I thought they would, but that's my own pricing. I did have a sale running on Facebook, so I think I listed them at $20. With the sale running, the buyer paid $18.60 plus shipping. I did pay $7.50 for these though, so it's about a $10 profit, which I think is just fine.
Yeah.
They sold fairly quickly. And those will go out in a bigger mailer as well. Actually, well, I might put those in a box. We'll see. Those are going UPS, so I can do up to 5 pounds. All right, box U.
The question would be if we had a box that would fit them, right? Under the weight limit and all that.
Yeah, and clothes I'm like less caring about putting them in a box as much as I'd like to put everything in a box if I can, if I have the weight, but especially shoes.
It doesn't hurt.
Everything's double bagged either way, and I mean, these either UPS or USPS, if something gets damaged, it's technically, you can put a claim on it because it's priority or UPS.
Insurance, yeah.
Yeah, so it never happens. I don't even know why I spend any seconds worrying about it. These are the Shimano, I think they were Shimano.
Oh, these are cycling shoes?
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they're Shimano, yeah. I picked these up at Goodwill. They did have them in the kids section, so they were only priced at $4.99, and they sold on Facebook for $23.25 plus shipping.
Okay.
And fairly quickly. That was about probably in less than 30 days.
That's our second or maybe even third pair of
Yeah, and I actually
cycling
just
shoes.
a couple days ago picked up 2 or 3 more pairs, I think.
Okay.
Different brands than we've sold, so I guess I'm adding that to my stuff that I pick up now.
Yeah, and those are the ones that have like the mounts for the cleat or whatever it's called.
I see them all the time, but a lot of them are really beat up. I mean, these ones, you probably are missing the little metal
Yeah, I think you
clips,
need an extra piece
if
there.
I had them, they probably would have sold a little more, but I'm very happy with 5 into 23. And those will go out in a priority mail shoebox. right, box W. Alrighty, one of my son's old sweatshirts. This is Mini Bowden. The ones with the Sherpa lining are called like the shaggy hoodies, I believe. So that was a keyword I used. It sold probably in about a week after I listed it for $32 plus shipping. I don't know what I originally paid for it. I'm pretty sure I bought it straight from Bowden. And whenever I do, I usually have one of their $15 coupons that they send out randomly. So I probably paid 30 to 40, somewhere in that range. So making about 30 back on that. It is under a pound. I don't know if it'll fit in a typical one. Probably. I do want to use these Christmas ones. So.
If it doesn't, we'll just bump it up to our next size up poly mailer.
Yep. Okay, so these Joe Small Walker shoes from my Once Upon a Child haul the other day. I had $2 into them. They sold on Kidizen for $22.50 free shipping. The shipping label through Kidizen is $4.15, so still a pretty good sale there. Sold really fast. They always pretty much sell fast if you price them $20 to $25. So yeah, very happy with that. And those will just ship out in a poly.
Very nice.
Alrighty. And last sale so far, CP. These are just men's Rockport shoes, and I normally pass on this brand, but I just really like old man shoes lately. They've been selling well, and these are like almost in perfect condition. So, I did pay up for them at $12.99. I think it's because they were like an extra wide size and the condition was just so good. That's why I was willing to pay up for them. But I listed them high, but then I let like Mercari auto price drop, and then got an offer of $32. So I accepted them, about doubling my money. Yeah.
Cool.
And those are going UPS, so I will find a box in our closet for those.
Cool.
Yep.
So pretty, fairly slow day, but it's expected. Christmas. It's Christmas Eve's Eve.
For sure,
right?
Will probably be slow. So
Yeah. So
I haven't been listing much. I definitely have not done my 15 a day this month. I
Right.
plan to go back to it in January, but I'm lucky if I've been getting 10 up 5 days a week. So
yeah.
yeah.
But we'll get the stuff packed up, and then we'll be right back. I think we might ask, or we might try to answer a few questions, just because we didn't have a lot to go through so far. But we'll be right back. All right, guys, got everything all packed up. Reese decided to come back. He went down when we were packing stuff up, but came back up and is snoozing on his bed. And we had one sale come in as we were packing things up. So we'll pick this real quick, and then we have a few questions from our last video, which I guess isn't really our last video because that video hasn't gone up yet.
Oh, okay.
But our last video, so what's today? The video that went up on Wednesday's
Well,
questions.
plus we're going to do a haul, so you never know which order they're going to go
Yeah.
in. So.
Yeah, so one of our more recent videos. How about that? Some questions from one of our recent
last week sometime.
Yeah, we're bad at this kind of stuff, figuring out when stuff's going up.
Yep.
Something we're trying to work on for next year. Be better.
So these are actually really cool. They're Teva, but they're like a chukka boot, and they're like black suede. They have this like purple and teal, reminded me of like 90s colorway type stuff.
Yeah.
And I definitely think they're old. The tag inside looked really old. I don't know if they were quite vintage, but otherwise they were in really good shape, and I just thought they were so cool. They were $12.99 at Goodwill, but I picked them up. They sold for $40 plus shipping on eBay, so was worth paying up for. And they are going out priority mail. I can definitely feel the difference in the shipping rates since I got my top rated
Yeah,
pack, because
got
this
the
was,
got
I
it
mean,
back.
it's only going to Minnesota, but this is 3 pounds. And it was only $10.08. I'm pretty sure it would have been like 12 something without my top rated seller discount. So I don't know, maybe 11 something. It definitely would have been at least another $1.
Right.
Because I was doing UPS for a lot of stuff during that time, because it just felt like so much. Or I don't know if it could also be because the Christmas rates might have went away, but I would feel like those wouldn't go away till after Christmas.
Right. Yeah. Maybe.
I don't know. So,
We'll have to look
anyways,
into
it was only $10.08 to send 3 pounds to Minnesota, which I think was really good. Most 2 pound rates is 10 something. So,
Yeah, and this year we were kind of thinking it might have been worse than last year's mailing
and it wasn't.
troubles, right? Like all the
haven't
delays.
had anybody, be like, my package hasn't come. I have had several people open claims saying they didn't get their item even though it shows delivered. So
Right.
that doesn't really affect us.
It is porch pirate season now. This is
Right.
when those.
It's not like I don't believe
people
them,
are
but
out.
it's just like
Right.
Once the show is delivered, my job is done. And if they open a claim with their bank or whatever, eBay will take care of that.
Right.
So we'll still get to keep our money, but the person could possibly get their money back too, I guess.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, most people have doorbell cameras and stuff now, so it's pretty easy to prove if something got stolen. I guess.
Right.
But anyways, we had a few questions.
Yeah, so we'll pack that up after we close out the video and all that. But
Right. So Joe is asking, how many listings do you do per day? It varies. I was trying really hard to start a 15 a day habit.
Yeah.
And when I say 15 a day, I mean 7 days a week.
right.
Always, like every single day. I mean, it'd be freaking amazing if I can do even just one a day throughout like all of 2022. Just like
Never missing
miss
a day of listing.
Right? But it's hard for me because I get distracted doing all the other
Right.
stuff because I am doing each thing myself. I don't have any help. I mean, Chris helps, but with
Not
stuff-
enough, right?
But like,
Yeah.
I don't have like an employee that's even taking photos or
Right.
an employee that's doing a single part. So, like today, I went out. I haven't done any actual work other than shipping just now because like I said, I
Well,
was
you
running.
sourced a little
I was
bit.
Well, yeah, it's hard for me to count sourcing as working because to me that's fun. So, anyways, yes, I sourced today, but sometimes when I go sourcing, I get super into it and I like take all
Lose
the,
track of
the whole
time.
day,
Yeah.
and then I never get back in time. So, going
It's something to
forward,
work on
we're
next
gonna
year,
be
right?
working on a draft bank, but yeah. So I always say I try to list 100 per week or $400 to $600 in available inventory per day.
Right.
Because I want to
On
make-
average, right? Like,
So right now I'm wanting to make $200 net profit. By the end of next year, I want to make like 6 figures
Yeah.
net profit, which is $274 per day. So I definitely need to bump up something, whether that's more listings per day or more value per day,
Right.
like more dollars. So if I can find better inventory that sells for more, then I can do less listings. But to me, it's easier to just find what I find and bring it home and
Right.
list it versus going from store to store to store, hoping to find $100 or $50+ items. So it doesn't really answer your question. I try to do 15 a day because that equals 105 per week.
yeah.
But
I would say,
it's
as a recommendation, if you're wanting to sell a certain amount. Sorry, guys, got kids riding dirt bikes out front. But as a recommendation, I would say if you're trying to sell a certain amount a day, it's like 10. I feel like 10 sales a day is a big goal for a lot of resellers. You got to list more than 10 a day
Yeah.
to try to hit that goal. You're never going to be able to sell 10 a day if you can't list 10 a day.
yeah.
And we try to sell, or we try to list X amount of dollars over what we try to get, right? So if you're wanting to get $274 a day, you're listing $400 or $500,
Yeah,
right?
and so like for me, I know that our gross sales, our net profit's almost exactly right at the halfway
Yeah.
mark of our gross sales for the day. So if I list 400 every single day, all the time, I should be making 200 because I do, like he said, we do sell. I don't know if this is quite 10, but on average we sell at least 10 a day.
Yeah.
And I do list 10 a day. So, yeah.
Right.
Basically, yeah, you got to list more than you want to sell.
So going forward, we'll try to work more on getting our draft bank up so that,
I might start January only doing 10 per day.
but drafting
Just so that
some,
I can have a draft bank. Like, I'll always photograph at least 15 or more and just leave them.
stock up 5.
And then, yeah, that way we can do more sourcing regularly, but not worry about it.
Right.
So, yeah. I always want to be at least like a day ahead. I want to be like a month ahead, which would be a lot of listings. So,
And it's possible. It's just, it takes the work to get there. And once you get there, it's probably going to be just like,
Yeah.
it's going to feel like second nature at that point. So
I'm super motivated right at this moment. So, I think it's going to be a good January at least.
yeah.
All right, so Chantel's asking, I'm getting ready to turn my garage into my eBay area. I really like your shelves. Was wondering if you have measurements for them. So,
All right. And luckily, I have a tape measure. So, Shent, you want to?
yeah. So he did build these specifically for our
So these
space.
are built specifically for our walls, but our boxes are a little bit under 13 inches by 11 inches. So I kind of just took our space and divided, drew it up and figured out how much I could fit here, the maximum capacity of these boxes. And you need to have a little bit of space in between. You can't pack them in too tight, but our shelving for reference, if you just want ours, the shelf spaces are 13 inches, you know, give or take, 13 and a half, 14 inches, depending. These shelves are, let's see. So these are out of 3/4 inch plywood, and they're about 15 and 3/4 inches deep. When I built them, I was gonna put some hardwood on the face to make them look nicer, but after making, you know, hundreds of videos, they look nice enough. It's not really necessary, but this is just the edge of the plywood. So I was gonna put like a 1/4 inch hardwood on the face here, but you know, 15 and 3/4 inches deep. And overall, they're what, like they're 70 inches tall. So about as tall as me, maybe a little taller. And I would say, you know, because we have a couple boxes over there, if you want to turn the camera and look, the DK and DL at the top there. Those are hard for Kathy and even me to get into, and I'm like 5'10", 5'11", 5'10". So those are hard to get into. We like this setup with the shoes up on the shelf here. Those are easy to grab. You know, you're not trying to get inside of a box. But yeah, that's kind of what we have here. This is so like this shelving unit right here is just under 7 feet. So it's 82 inches long overall. And so this is a unit, and this is a unit here. This is an 8-foot unit, and that's just for the size of what we have there. So hopefully that answers your questions. I'm gonna be going over all this when I do our inventory video. I'm gonna talk about how we built our shelves and all that, and try to get it easy for other people who don't have a wood shop. I have a full-blown wood shop in our garage, so I rip these on our table saw. But you can get Home Depot and Lowe's to rip down plywood for you at the 15 and 3/4, which would get, one sheet of plywood would get you 4 boards, I think, if I remember right. So maybe it's only 3. I can't remember exactly. But you should be able to get Home Depot or Lowe's to rip that stuff to the proper dimensions you need and build them yourself. So I used pocket holes. I'll kind of zoom in here and show you guys. So if you see like this hole here, there's a screw going up into that, and that's kind of how I built them. So hopefully that answers your question. You said Chantel?
Chantel.
Chantel, yeah. So, yeah. I think I went into a little bit deeper than we had to, but
yeah, so
it's something I built, so I like talking about it.
Whatever your space is going to be 100% different than ours.
Yeah.
So it's, kind of, you need to custom it, but at least for the box stuff you said was a
right
good amount. So
yeah.
All right, this person, their screen name is just Best Life. They're asking, just found your channel. Wow, can I ask please how long it took you to get to this level? Honestly, I don't remember. I mean, I definitely started out really slow. Like, I shared this photo on my Instagram yesterday of our kids as, like, babies. And we didn't have any of these shelving.
Playing right over there, yeah.
We used to have, like, hanging shelves that we just got at, like, an auction of a store that was shutting down. So we hung everything. I was only really doing Kitizen and then JBF, the consignment sale at the time. And I did that for, like, a few years, probably when our kids were really small.
Yeah. It was definitely more of a hobby.
So
at that point,
I'd do a JBF every few months and make like $1,000 or something.
Yeah.
And then Kitizen was more, selling our kids' stuff. I did sell some thrifted items, but I wasn't that good at it or anything like that. When did we start watching YouTube? Like, when did we start?
Probably sometime 2019.
Remember we saw Jenna Empty Hanger was kind of like, that's kind of when the light went off in my head. Like, oh, I need to branch out and start doing more than just kid stuff and what I was doing. So I kind of started trying. All my first pickups were terrible. I still have some of them. And then just started watching more and more people on YouTube. Yeah. And just
went down the foxhole, right?
Yeah, and everyone sells different stuff. Jenna had a super curated closet selling really cute, trendy things. Part-Time Pickers is selling the most random things he finds everywhere. And I was just like amazed at all the pencils and underwear and stuff. So
if it wasn't for Part-Time Pickers, we wouldn't be
picking up.
We wouldn't be selling that kind of stuff. But there's money in that stuff,
So it's been pretty cool.
We both kind of went
2019 and
full
even
bore in
then,
2020, I think, is when we...
That's when Chris said, he'll stop doing his woodworking stuff and at least help me.
Yeah.
So he built the shelves.
We focused on her business and growing that. Although it's been slow, we don't like to grow too fast.
Yeah.
So we've been taking it baby steps at a time, here and there. And yeah, it's kind of got us to this point now, so...
So I don't really know how long, but it's definitely been years. Once I kind of figured it out, and by figuring it out, honestly, you can really just, if you can list stuff every single day, a certain dollar amount.
And you understand sell-through rate?
Yes. Then at that point, it's pretty easy. And if you understand shipping, and
Yeah.
if you have a good inventory where you can pull things fast. If we didn't have a good inventory, if we had our old inventory where everything was hung and stuff, it would take me way too long to ship every day that I couldn't list more items and stuff like that. So, yeah, those three things I think are the most important. Inventory, a certain listing goal, dollar or item per day amounts, and so.
Yeah.
I think I could start over right now and be at this level already, knowing what I know.
Very quickly, yeah.
So, yeah. Right, and then D. Russo is asking, I just started watching from Georgia. I like your stuff. Going to buy after holidays. Can you explain what does it mean when you say people buy coffees and how that works? Oh, okay. Do you have a P.O. box? Yes. So the coffee thing is, how do you, it's just kind of like, you always say tipping your...
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird because I think the majority of YouTube channels outside of reselling use a thing called like Patreon, which is, it's just a way to kind of help support creators. And, we try to provide as much information as possible, and we don't really charge for that information. And a lot of people find a lot of value, and, people are very generous. You guys are like the most generous people around, and it's amazing to us. And so we have this way for you guys to buy us a coffee. Some of that goes towards us getting coffee. Kathy loves Starbucks. I'll drink a Starbucks once a couple days or so, but for the most part, that money kind of goes towards helping keep the channel around. So, since we do provide all this content for free, we do get paid for ads, but and coffee and all that kind of stuff. We do have affiliate links down below where that supports the YouTube channel, right? So, buy me a coffee is essentially just a way for anybody who wants to help support us to support us. It's got low fees. I think, if we were doing lives and stuff like super chats and all that, YouTube takes 40% of that, and buy me a coffee I think is only like
30% or 5%. Maybe?
Yeah, it's
very low.
It's pretty low. It's just like it's kind of like just PayPaling us some money, really. So that's the essentialness of it, I guess. I made up a word there, but definitely do not ever feel obligated to give us anything. We just being here and watching us is more than enough, more than we could ever ask for from our viewers. But I understand people are generous, and sometimes like we have viewers who learn from something that we said and go and make $1,000 and they want to return the favor a little bit. So that's what that's there for. And I think you asked our P.O. box. Yep. There is a P.O. box address down in our description as well. So I think that I don't think I had any more questions for you. So
I was just going to say, we're still going to be here every day, whether or not anybody buys us a single coffee ever.
Right.
So, we definitely appreciate it, and it's absolutely not necessary also. So
absolutely, yeah.
So thank you, guys.
It is greatly appreciated, for sure. So hopefully that answers all your guys' questions. We do have to get this stuff off to the post office. I think I've rambled on enough, and we got to go for a drive now, so sorry. But we're going to cut it here. We're going to get the stuff off, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. We are going to do shipping, but it's probably going to be a much shorter video just because it's Christmas Eve. We have a lot of stuff going on. And anyway, guys, I hope to see you then. Bye.